Chapter 24. How Werbel and Swemmel brought the message. When that Etzel had sent his envoys to the Rhine, those tidings flew from land to land. Through full speedy messengers he begged and bade to his high feasting. From this many a met were there his death. The envoys rode away from the Hunnish land to Burgundy. They were sent thither for 3 noble kings, and for their men, that these should come to Etzel. Therefore all gain haste. To Bechlaren they came a-riding, where served them gladly Budiger and Gotland, and the child of them twain delayed, not to send their service to the envoys to the Rhine. Nor did they let them part hence without gifts, that Etzel's men might fare the better. To Uta and her sons Rudiger sent word that they had no more loyal margrave than he, and to Brunhild also they tended service and good wishes, constant fealty, and a loving mind. When they heard the speech that the envoys would ride, the Margravine begged God in heaven to keep them well. Before the messengers were quite come through Bavarian land, the doughty Werbel sought out the good Bishop Pilgrim. What word he sent to his kin upon the Rhine, I know not, but naught but ruddy gold he gave the messengers for love, and let them ride upon. Then spake the bishop, and might I see them here, my sister's sons, I should be blithe of mood, for seldom can I come to them upon the Rhine. What roads they travel to the Rhine I cannot tell. None robbed them of their silver or of their weeds, and men feared their master's wrath. Certes the noble high-born king was a mighty lord. Within a 12th night Werbel and Swemmel came to the Rhine, to the land of worms, to the kings, and their liegemen tidings were told that they came strange messengers. Gunther, the lord of the Rhineland, again asked, Who will do us to wit, from whence these strangers ride into our land? This none wist, till Hagen of Tronig saw them, who then spoke to Gunther. New tidings be come to us, as I will vouch, for I have seen King Etzel's minstrels here. Them your sister has sent to the Rhine for their master's sake. We must give them kindly welcome. Already they were riding up before the palace, and never did a prince's minstrel journey in more lordly wise, and straightway the king's mighty bade them welcome. Men gave them lodgings, and bade take in charge their trappings. Their travelling clothes were rich, and so well fashioned, that with honour they might come before the king. But they would not wear them longer there at court, and asked if there were any that desired them. At the selfsame moment folk were found who fain would take them, and to those they were sent. Then the strangers donned far better weeds, which as well befit king's messengers for to wear. Then Etzel's retainers went by leave to where the king was sitting. Men saw this gladly, and Hagen sprang courteously towards the messengers, and greeted them in loving wise. For this the squires did say him thanks, that he might know their tidings. He gain hand asked how Etzel fared, and all his men. Then spake the minstrel, Never did the land stand for better, nor were their folk more merry. Now know that of a truth. To the host they went, for the hall was full. Their men received the guests, as one must do by right. When kindly greetings be sent to the land of other kings, Werbel found full many warriors there at Gunther's side. In courteous wise the king gan greet them. Ye minstrels of the Huns and all your fellowship, be ye welcome. Hath the mighty Etzel sent you hither to the Burgundian land? To the king they bowed. Then spake Werbel, My dear lord, and also Kriemhild your sister, do send your loyal service to this land. They have sent us to your knights in all good faith. Then spake the mighty prince, Merry am I at this tale. How fareth Etzel? So asked the knight, and Kriemhild, my sister, of the Hunnish land. Then quoth the minstrel, This tale I'll tell you. Ye should know that never have folk fared better than the twain and all their followers, their kinsmen and their vassals. They joyed them of the journey as we departed hence. Gramercy for this greetings, which he hath sent me, and for those of my sister, sith it standeth so that the king and his men live thus in happiness. For I did ask the news in fear and with trembling. The 2 young princes were now also come, for they had just heard the tale. For the sake of his sister Grisler the youth was fain to see the envoys. He spake to them in loving wise. Ye messengers, be very welcome to us, and ye would ride more often hither to the vine. Ye would find friends here who you would be glad to see. Little of harm shall hap you in this land. We trust you in all honour, spake then Swemmel. I would not convey to you with all my wits how lovingly King Etzel and your noble sister, who live in such great worship, have sent their greetings. The queen doth mind you of your love and your fealty, and that your heart and mind did ever hold her dear. But first and foremost we be sent to the king, that ye may deign to ride to Etzel's land. The mighty Etzel enjoined us strictly to beg you this, and sent the message to you all, that ye if would not let your sister see you, he fain would know what ye had done, that ye be so strange to him and to his lands, and ye had never known the queen. Yet what would he be fain to bring it to pass the consent to come and see him? It would please him well if that might hap. Then spake King Gunther, in a senate I will tell you the tale of which I have betrothed me and my friends. Meanwhile hie you to your lodgings, and rest you well. Then quoth Werbel again, and could that be that we might see my lady, the royal Uta, afore we take our easement? The noble Grisler spake them full courteously. None shall hinder that, and ye would go before her. Ye will do in full my mother's wish, for she would gladly see you for my sister's sake. Lady Kriemhild, she will make you welcome. Grisler led them to where they found the queen, and gladly she gazed upon the envoys from the Hunnish land. Through her curtsy she gave them great gentle greeting. The good and courtly messengers then told their tale. My lady offereth you of a truth, she spake Swemmel. Her love and her duty, might that be that she could see you oft, ye may well believe she had no better joy in the world. Then spake the queen, That may not be. However gladly I would often see the dear daughter of mine, yet doth the wife of the noble king live, alas, much too far from me. May she and Etzel be ever blessed, and pray let me know before you leave, when ye would hence again. Not in long time have I seen messengers so gladly as I have seen you. The squires vowed that this should hap. Those from the Hunnish land now rode to their lodgings. Meanwhile the mighty king had sent to fetch his friends. The noble Gunther asked his liegemen how they liked his speech, and many a one gainsay that the king well might ride to Etzel's land. The very best among them advised him this, say Haven alone, him misliked it sore. Privily he spake to the king, Ye fight against yourself, ye know full well what ye have done. We may well be ever on our guard with Kriemhild, for with mine own hand I slew her husband to death. How durst we ride to Etzel's land? Then spake the mighty king, My sister gave over her wrath. With a kiss she lovingly forgave what we have done her, or ever she rode away. Unless be that the feud doth stand against only you alone. Quoth Hagen, Now let the messages from the Huns beguile you not. Whatsoever they say, would ye visit Kriemhild, easily may you lose there both life and honour. Full long of vengeance is King Etzel's wife. Then spake Prince Gernot to the council, Why should we give it over? Because ye rightly fear death in Hunnish lands? It were an ill deed not to go to see our sister. Then spake King Prince Gisler to the knight, Sith ye know you to be guilty, friend Hagen, ye shall stay at home and guard you well, and let those who dare ride with us to my sister. At this the knight of Trona grew wroth of mood. I will not that ye take with any of you on the way, who does better ride to court than I. Sith ye will not turn you, I will well show you that. Then spake the master of the kitchen, Romolt the knight, Ye can well have the strangers and the home folk cared for here, after your own desire, for we have store of goods. I ween Hagen hath never given you for hostage. But if ye will not follow him, Romolt advise you, for I be bound to you in fealty and duty, that for my sake ye abide here, and leave King Etzel there with Kriemhild. How might it fare more gently with you and all the world? Ye be well able to stand before your foes, so deck your body out with brave attire, drink the best of the wine, and pay court to stately ladies. Thereto ye be served with the best of food that ever king did gain in wood. And were this not so, ye should not tarry here for your fair wife's sake, before ye risk your life so childishly. Wherefore I do counsel you to stay at home. Your lands be rich, and one can redeem his pledges better at home than among the Huns. Who knoweth how it standeth there? Ye should stay at home, sire, this is Romuald's counsel. Ye will not stay, quoth Gynarth, sith my sister and the mighty Etzel have bidden us in such friendly wise. Why should we not accept? He that liketh not to go may stay at home. To this Hagen answered, Take not my speech amiss, whoever ye may fare. In all truth I do counsel you, would ye guard your lives, then ride to the Huns well armed. Sith ye will not turn you, send for your men-at-arms, the best you have, or can find in any part, and from among them all I'll choose 1,000 doughty knights. Then Kriemhild's evil mood can bring ye naught of harm. Oh, this rede I'll gladly follow, spake straightway the king. He then bade messengers ride far and wide throughout his lands, and 3,000 champions or more they fetched. Little they weened to gain such grievous woe, and full merry they rode to Gunther's court. Men bade give all that were to ride forth from Burgundy, both steeds and trappings, and the king gained full many a one with willing mood. Then Hagen of Trodig bade his brother Dankwart lead 80 of the warriors to the Rhine. In knightly guise they came, and these doughty men took with them harness and trappings into Gunther's land. Then came bold Folker, a noble minstrel, he, the 30 of his men for the journey to Kriemhild's court. They had clothing such as king might wear, and Gunther bade make moan, he would to the Hunnish land. I'll do you now to wit who Folker was. He was a noble lord, the liege of many doughty knights in Burgundy. A minstrel he was called, for that he wist how to fiddle. Hagen chose 1,000 whom he will know. Oft had he seen that their hands had wrought in press of battle, or in whatever else they did, and none might ever aught else of them than doughtiness. The tarrying irked Kriemhild's envoys sore, for great was their fear of their lord, and daily they craved leave to go. This Hagen would not grant through craftiness. To his master he spake, We should well guard against letting them ride away, until we ourselves fare forth a senate later to Etzel's land. If any breath thus ill will, the better shall we wrought it. Nor may Lord Kriemhild then make ready that thought any plan of hers, the men do us harm. And this be her will, she'll full ill, for many a chosen liegeman had we hence. Shields and saddles, and all the garments that they should take with them to Etzel's land, were now full ready for many a brave man-at-arm. Now bade Kriemhild's messengers go before King Gunther, and when they came, Gernot then spake, The king will do as Etzel asked us. We will gladly come to his high feast to see our sister. Be no more in doubt of that. Then King Gunther spoke, Wist ye how to tell us when the feast shall be, or in what time we should go thither? Swemmel replied, Of a truth it shall be on next midsummer day. The king gave them leave, for this had not hap as yet, if he would fain see Lady Brunhild to go before her with his free will. This folk hindered, which pleased her much. Forsooth, my lady, Brunhild is not so well of mood that ye may see her, spake good knight. Bide the morrow, the men will let you see her. And when they weened to gaze upon her, it might not hap. Then the mighty prince, who liked the envoys well, through his own courtesy, bade his gold be carried forth on the broad shields, of which he had great show. Rich gifts were also given them by kinsmen Gisler and Gernot, Ger and Utwin, and well they showed that they were generous too, for they offered the messengers such rich gifts that they, for fear of their lord, they durst not take them. Now spake the envoy Werbel to the king, Sir King, let your gifts stay here at home. We may carry none away. Our lord forbade us that we take aught of gifts. Then, too, there is but little need. Then the ruler of the Rhine waxed wroth, that they should thus refuse the gifts of so mighty a king. And at last they were forced to take his gold and weeds, that which they later bare to Etzel's land. They would fain see the Lady Uta, or ever they departed hence. So the doughty Grisler brought the minstrels before his mother Uta. The lady sent a message, that whatever honours her daughter had, this gave her joy. And then the queen bade give the minstrels of her edgings and her gold, for the sake of King Etzel and Kriemhild whom she loved. Gladly they took their gifts, and good faith 'twas done. The messengers had now taken their leave from thence, from wives and men, and merrily they rode away to Swabia. Thither Gernot made his knights escort them, that none might do them harm. And when they parted from those who should have them in their care, Etzel's power did guard them on all their ways, so that none bereft them of either horse or of the trappings. And with great speed they hasted towards Etzel's land. To all their friends they wot of, they made known that in short time the Burgundians would come thither from the Rhine to Hunnish lands. To the bishop pilgrim too the tale was told, as they rode adorned the highway before Bechlaren. Men delayed not to tell Rudiger and Gotland, the Margrave's wife. Merry she grew that she should see them, and men saw the minstrels hasting with the tidings. They found King Etzel in the town of Gran. Greeting after greeting they gave the king, of which full many had many been sent him. He blushed for very happy of joy, for happy in mood was the queen, when she heard the tale aright that her brother should come into the land. She gave the minstrels great gifts as meed, and this was done for honour's sake. She spake, Now tell me, both of you, Werbel and Swemmel, which of my kin are minded to be at the feast? Will the best of those who bade come hither to this land? Pray tell me what Hagen said when he heard the tale. The minstrels then answered, He came on a morning early to council, and put little of fair speech he spake thereby, when they pledged their journey hither to the Hunnish lands, that was as words of death to the wrathful Hagen. Your brother, the three kings, will come in lordly mood, whatever else may come. This tale I may not know surely, and brave minstrel Folker vowed to ride along. Little do I reck, spake the queen, whether I ever see Folker here. Of Hagen I be fond, he is a doughty hero. My spirits stand high that we may see him here. Then the queen went to where she saw the king, and how lovingly Dame Kriemhild spoke. How like you these tales, dear my lord? For what I have ever craved shall now be brought to pass. Oh, thy wish is my joy, spake then the king, for never have I been so blithe of mine own kin. When they should come hith to my land, through the kindness of thy kinsmen, my care hath fled away. King Etzel's officers bade everywhere palace and hall be purveyed, with benches for the guests which were then to come, and therefore the king heard from the mickle weeping.